Still no sound? Can anyone hear? Oh, maybe it's exploding. I have no idea. Okay. Good. Huh. Okay, but I'm huge. So, I need to resize the window because I look ridiculous. And I don't have a mouse, so this is really tricky with a trackpad. Come on. And a tiny computer. Oh god, what is that? My computer is tiny. Come on. I just want to fit myself onto This is stupid. Okay, I think I'm roughly like correctly situated. Is it working? Okay. This is very weird. Let me know if it's working. Okay, it's working. Do I look weird on the screen? Is it the right size? Because I was big. I was big before, right? Like it was huge. Is it fitting correctly? I'm like so not like tech savvy. This is so embarrassing. Anyway, we've wasted 5 minutes. Hi. Hello everyone. Welcome to this stream. Okay, so for today's stream, I have a couple of things I need to run through. So first, I will actually do on camera a live version of my final review because people have been asking me whether you're gonna do a Word of Honor final review, but I feel like I've said everything, right, in like 2 streams already and so many videos. I just don't see like why I need to do another one. So I thought I'm just taking a stream. So the first 15 minutes or so, if you want to type anything and let me see, I probably wouldn't be looking at the chat because I'd be looking at the camera and literally filming a version of the final review. And then once this whole thing is uploaded, I'm gonna take it down from YouTube, like download it myself and edit it into a version of the final review and put it out as a separate video so that if people wanna see a final review, there is one and it will be condensed, it will be edited, wouldn't be like super long. So the first part of this stream is gonna be my final review. Obviously, I'm still gonna, talk like a normal person and I'm just gonna edit that down later. Then afterwards, we can talk about, well, all the things that has happened after it has finished airing, which is almost a month ago, can you believe it? Tomorrow will be 23rd, right? It will be a month from the last episode airing for VVIP, and then 4 days later it will be for VIP. Yet this drama just wouldn't let us go. We all know what has been happening, right? All kinds of variety shows of the 2 leads doing this and that, and they have a concert coming up every day. You're still chucking out special features like crazy and putting out special episodes, which is just ridiculous. They've just done one. Have you watched it? Episode 17, literally like 10 minutes ago. They added 4 freaking seconds into a freaking 40 minutes episode and call it a special. I'm like, what the heck? So we're gonna talk about that for sure. We're also gonna talk a little bit about the very unusual promotional stuff that they're doing for this drama. Like particularly the 2 actors. With BL adaptation in China, this really hasn't happened before. I doubt it's gonna be copied later. It kind of just requires too many things to be playing in the right sort of way. So that's really interesting. Probably also gonna talk a little bit about the, so it's been 2 months, right? So the things that I've observed, which is very weird and interesting regarding this entire project and its timing and everything, it's pretty unusual. So that is my plan. And during this whole thing, I'm just gonna scroll through people's live chat randomly at some point and then pick somebody. I'm gonna send you a special thing. That's actually from my shop, but that's Word of Honor. It's the foil print, the golden one. And so whatever you are, I'm gonna mail that to you. So we'll see when that happens. Right, so I've told you the plan for today's stream. Before I start, right? Just 1 or 2 minutes. just to look at what people talk about, and then we can start rolling. Thank you for coming in though. It's so weird. My streaming never did it, like the weird no sound thing before. Happens once or twice, I guess. And currently I'm editing a video that's using a song from a very old gufeng song that a lot of people may know. It's intense. I didn't expect it to be that complicated, but I'm still not caught up with other dramas. Like, I'm watching Love Like White Jade, but I kind of dropped out around episode 10. I need to pick it up again. I'm now at episode 8 of Rattan. I'm also watching a little bit of Court Lady, which I'm so not impressed about. But I'm not like catching up very, very well with every other drama, just because I'm editing so many stuff of Word of Honor at the same time. I literally have like 2 different projects on my timeline for this drama. Anyone who does editing, you know, you understand my pain. I'm so behind. Yeah, I know, episode 8 of Rattan, I know what goes on. Like, I've already been spoiled about what happens later, about like how they did with the ending and everything, and how these two have been promoting together. Like, they look really cute. I know everything, but I just haven't watched it. Like, I don't have time. I literally don't have time. Yeah, that's a Redbubble shirt that I'm not super impressed about, because the print quality is maybe it's because I picked the black, and black is too dark, and then this drawing is very bright, so it's not very thick. Like, the print is not very thick, so it sees through. Like, you can see the black fabric behind it. Not ideal. Yeah, I need 48 hours. So this is the Redbubble one. Yeah, if you just go to Redbubble and find Avenue X. I have like, yeah, all the drawings of Word of Honor up there for pretty much most of the things that I think people would buy. Okay, so my hair is weird. So first, let's just get into it. I'm gonna do a on camera. You're gonna see what I look like before I edited stuff down, talking about the final review of Word of Honor, and then we're gonna get to the actual streaming part. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where Junkie on Good Storytelling shares her thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. You're watching the video that's the final review for the drama Word of Honor, 山河令, but it's also edited from a live stream that I've done. It's weird to talk about that in that tense, but on April the 22nd. So if you're interested, you can head over and check out the actual streaming. That will be much longer and having a lot more and ahs in that video. So, Word of Honor has finished. As I'm making this video, it's exactly 2 months after the first day when the drama aired in China. This is very unusual drama. I've done so much about this drama, and I think I've said everything I could possibly say on the internet about this drama. But still, kind of to wrap it up officially, I still need to do a final review. So, as usual, first let you know my rating, and then I'll talk about things in detail. After very serious thinking, I would give Word of Honor 山河令 a 2 gold mine rating at the end of it. I don't give it a 3 gold mine, because 3 gold mine is reserved for dramas that are pretty much the dramas I can't pick any fault out of it, the type of drama. So my 3 gold mine dramas are very limited. Every year probably a couple of them, that's all. And 山河令, although I love it so much, I have to recognize it has shortcomings. There are things that are not perfect about this drama, let's be honest. So I give it 2 gold mine. I think it's fair to look at it as a drama production and without too much personal, so very partial perceptions. So Because I really love it, okay? I don't care, it's actually too good. Mine is still my favorite. I'm gonna reverse the order. I'm gonna first talk about the things that kind of draws it back from, you know, giving it the highest rating I could possibly give, and then I'm gonna talk about the good things. Okay, so first, in the category of things that are not ideal, first, blatantly in your faces, it's such a poor production, which heavily impacted its end result and quality, and we have to recognize that. It's not anyone's fault, it's just a very cheap production. It doesn't have the money it needs, it doesn't have the budget it needs. Ideally, the length of the drama should be even longer based on how much stuff they've added into the original story anyway. If the version that you see now, 36, ends up being a 40 episode, with the sort of similar level of intensity of plot and stuff, it will just give it more space for the story to run properly till the end. The version we see now feels very, very, very rushed towards the last fifth of the drama, really. So that's one part to do with budget. But also in other departments of this drama, you can tell, not having money is really restricting a lot of things. For example, they repeatedly use one built-up set like a million times. If you just pay attention, the white deer cliff, the final armory, the Longque, the mountain where there went to where there's a huge kind of castle hidden, it's all shot on the same green screen studio platform. They just do a little bit, you know, decoration. Like, you can tell, you know, so it does bring you out of the story if you have a lot of very high standard requirement for watching dramas. So I think the rumor about it is it had only 30 million to start with RMB, but then later the sponsor, which is the nut company that this time just hit it big, right, gave extra money, so it went up to 50 million, but that's the version I hear most commonly online. I can't confirm if that's true, but it's definitely something below, let's say, 70 million RMB. To make a period drama of that size, it's dirt cheap. It's like so poor. Back in 2019, when The Untamed was made, I think the budget, I've heard pretty much accurately, is 120 million of Chinese RMB. That's already considered to be a really, really low budget for a drama of like a 50 episode length period drama. So like, in comparison, you know, you get the idea of like how short of money this crew in this production is. The second thing, I've already kind of talked about it, that I don't think is ideal for this drama is the script quality is uneven. Beginning is really good, middle starts to have a little bit problem here and there, ending is just really, you know, made a lot of people go, well, what? Like, it's not like avalanche crash like you see in Guardian or certainly like Game of Thrones, but at a certain point it did feel, you know, it could have been much better. We've already been built up that expectation of the script quality will end up at a certain point at the end, judging by the you know, the beginning, how it's going up and steadily and developing, and it didn't hit a high note as much as I think most people would want it to. So that definitely contributes to the fact that it just pulls you back from rating it fully, highly, and just giving it a really good score without feeling, you know, like you're being a little bit too partial. And the script writing is definitely a problem. They also didn't do very good editing for the last couple of episodes. Feel like they're rushing it. Plus, CG is like not matching, like the timeline is messed up. Things are out of continuity. All that, right, feels like a very rushed stuff till the end. Episode 31, 32, editing was like, what the heck is going on? So for all that caused people to feel some of the characters that you've built up to that point have become OOC, out of character, and some of the plot are getting a little bit too tropey. And that kind of caused the problem for not having the most ideal ending this drama could have had. I mean, it could have, it really could have. Like, looking at the previous episodes, it's just so close. It's so close to hit that like perfect note ending. Just didn't quite do it. So that will lower the rating. And one of them, probably that is the biggest reason, you know, like not having money is not the biggest reason to me. The script not fully, completely complete what I have anticipation for is the biggest problem for me personally. So those are the really the only bad things are these bad things. Everything else now is just gonna be good. So I'm gonna start to shamelessly praise it as if I actually made this drama and it's my baby, which is not true. So the good things about this drama, first, foremost, most important, 太好磕了，太好磕了, okay? I mean, CP is magic. CP often is something that you can't quite put your finger on. It cannot be quantified, but when it happens, like everybody knows. You know, it's like love, right? When you fall in love with someone, you don't necessarily always figure out, you know, like logically why you love them, you just do. So these two are just godsend. The casting choice of this drama. I know it has a lot to do with the producer picking these people, and you know, first I need actors, second I need, you know, like this type of actor plus that type of actor, and then they better, I think she said they better not, like the producer, she said they better not have, don't have like girlfriend in real life and not married. But you know, I don't think actually that's true, because I think they actually have girlfriends, but doesn't matter, it's not a gossip channel. Anyway, the casting choice, and a lot of that is obviously due to the producers going out for grabbing the right person, but also it has a lot to do with timing and things working out and not working out, because initially that's not the cast they aimed for. It's because of pandemic and everything, things got moved in every weird ways, and people cannot come, people can come. So eventually it ended up with this cast, which is just such a lucky strike. It's very similar to Guardian back in 2017 when they filmed it, which was initially also, I think, Zhu Yilong wasn't casted for this role. It's because the person that they picked initially didn't do it, so they got him in like last minute. And we have Guardian, right? We change, like it literally changed history for a lot of people. So this time, again, a priest adaptation novel, again produced by Youku. Although the previous one was actually produced by Le Shi, but Le Shi went bankrupt halfway, so Youku bought it. But this time it's Youku, right? It's very weird. It has like a fateful feeling with it. But anyway, no matter what's the reason behind it, this cast is just perfect. And it's not just these two. Once you have these two down, they are really, really fitting each other. And it's the steady progression line. It's like not the first instance you see them, it's like they're perfect. You're like, okay, they're okay. But as the story progresses, at a certain point, you're gonna feel like, okay, now I see why these two are perfect. And you can't imagine anyone else doing those two roles apart from these two. So this is very, very like lucky. It's just lucky. You don't get that. Like even with the best actors, you don't just guarantee that you're gonna get it in every drama. But also once you have these two down, you have the supporting cast in, and everyone is pretty much doing a very good job. And probably below average standard and beyond people's expectation. I think they said in some interviews that while they were filming during June, July, August, up to September in Hengdian last year, it was right after the wave of all the drama starting to film after the lockdown in China. So they were so short of actors. They needed supporting actors, extras, everybody, but they don't, because they don't have money. They are one of the poorest crew sitting in Hengdian. And they need a lot of people in this drama, a lot of 老头, okay, old men. They need a lot of old men who are just gonna die anyway, but they're important to the story. And it's funny that the producer was running around, the assistant director, everybody is like desperate to grab people. It's literally like, come, like I need you on camera. So the reason that they managed to grab so many old but very well-established actors, such as the Heizi, who played Gao Chong, such as the actor who played like the beginning part, Lao Bi, episode 1, the old guy who got the nails, like so many people that you see, all famous faces, are like, they are literally those people who are working on different productions in Hengdian at the time. And this crew went in to do all kinds of like persuasion. It's like, can you just come over and do 2 scenes for me, or do 2 episodes for me, or I will exchange like certain things with you. Like they did this crazy bargaining on set to manage eventually secure all those people who are much more expensive, really, if you use them for like extensive like episodic count to make this drama. So like it eventually ends up with this cast that is actually, I think, beyond their expectation, and everybody has done such a good job and doing their roles. So you cannot, although I know like emotionally, we like to contribute the success to the lead, Zhang Zhehan and Gong Jun. But honestly, it is, if the supporting roles do not do a good job, it's just gonna, the whole thing is gonna crash. It's gonna drop. It's not gonna sell. And the believability of this world is gonna disappear. So therefore, the leads would not be valid, right? Their relationship and their characters will also not work. So thankfully, they didn't just get the good actors for the leading roles, they also picked, luckily enough, right, all the supporting roles who just all did such a good job. Like Yifu, right? Yifu and Cher. I think Cher is the original Wen Kexin, but anyway, it's just, what can you say? You know, we've got good people, capable people, plus luck on the drama side. The second major reason that is a good thing about this drama is, although the scriptwriter gets a lot of hate online, and also she did a recent interview that wasn't received very well by the drama fans, but regardless of that, we do have to recognize it is, relatively speaking, a successful adaptation based on original material. That's a BL web novel. Okay, so far, how many times has that happened? I'm just saying. Untamed is different because Untamed is like pretty much copied straight from the book. There's hardly any change. There's like 95% pretty much like bringing the original story exact. I'm talking about heavy adaptation, changing a lot of the things from the original, but still do a pretty good job as a standalone storytelling. If you look at it as a BL, it's definitely a BL, but if you look at it as a typical wuxia drama that you've watched a lot in your childhood, if you've, you know, dabbled in Asian dramas, like the Jingyong or Gulong dramas and stories, it's pretty much also okay in that respect. And this drama script has added a lot of stuff into the original material, and giving it a possibility basically for the audiences to interpret it from all kinds of angles and different levels. So there's so much that you can dig out of this story, depending on your perspective, your sort of cultural knowledge, linguistic, literature, whatever background you have. You really can look at this drama as a different drama from very different perspectives. And whichever it is, it all stands scrutinization to a point. Which I cannot say for most of the adaptation Chinese dramas, let's be honest. Big IP adaptation often ends up being Mary Sue or like all kinds of like just crappy writing, literally. Lazy and crappy writing. This drama doesn't have lazy and crappy writing. It may have contested writing at a certain point, which is, I don't quite think it's the best way to tell the part of the plot or story or logic, whatever, but overall, okay, this is one of the better ones we've gotten. In how many years? Pretty much since I started this channel. And a very unique one. So, that definitely is on the positive side. Even though it's not perfect, it's still on the positive side. Yeah, that's 100% genuine opinion from me. Okay. Then, a third thing is you can really feel there's a level of love, right? The thing that I talk about often in my review, which is you can't gauge, you can't really have a number for it, but you know it exists for a particular story on camera. If the main creatives plus all the crew on this project care about what they're doing or having fun with what they're doing or are doing it when they are on set, they're happy. Like they are happy they're telling this particular story, right? If you can, like, there are projects where people are just literally fighting against each other while they're making it. And there are also projects when people literally enjoy doing the job. You can tell. And because this drama has leaked so much special feature footage, offset, on-set stuff, and it's just really easy to tell. I can feel like this crew really cared about what they're doing and they love what they're doing and they kind of they're laughing at themselves all the time about just how poor and how pathetic they look and how while they were filming, nobody cared about this crew, nobody cared about this project. They all think this is gonna flip, this is gonna fall, and this is gonna be the most embarrassing BL among the BL 101, all the projects. And they kind of all accept that. And they were just like, fine, like, we're just gonna have fun at this ride and, like, enjoying it. And the result, nobody expected it to be this good. And probably it also has something that I'm gonna talk about later in the stream, but not gonna mentioning it here. It really is linking to the next point, which is, it's just, although it doesn't have a lot of money, it's in many ways a very fortunate production. It's so lucky. Like it just managed to hit all the time points at the right, let's say, what is that? The crucial development point in timeline regarding when it started shooting and post-production and releasing and it's airing and everything. It's just lucky. And there's something you can't repeat is for future BL dramas to come, right? I don't think it's likely for them to be able to hit just step after step, lucky strike, lucky strike, lucky strike. Everything is just happening at the right time, perfect timing. It's just like, you can't repeat that. They happen to be a very lucky production that just managed to hit everything at the right time. So in China, we have the saying is, 小火靠运，大火靠命，对吧? Which means if you, like little bit, like getting a little bit popular or famous, it's based on your luck or fortune, but also if you are so big, like you have a big explosion of fame, usually it's fate. So it's more destined and you can't repeat that. For this drama, it's lucky, and also I have the very strong feeling that it has a lot of fateful sort of element in it, in the whole playing out. Now we've seen pretty much the entire arc of this drama from its airing beginning until now. It's pretty much like, I know they're still throwing out special features, but we kind of have everything. And then leading into early May, there's going to be a concert, and after the concert, pretty much close the door, right? For most of the stuff for this drama. And because recently there's a policy sort of not like confirmed, but pretty much saying before July, pretty much up till July, there's not going to be any other BL drama that will be airing in China. So it's kind of like they probably didn't see that coming. Like they probably are betting on it, but you can predict. This is China's sort of policy and censorship and everything working, and it just. So now you have a window opening up to July where there's not gonna be anything else that's gonna come in and take away the attention. Afterwards, though, there will be drama coming out afterwards, because some of the dramas are lined up. They've passed censorship. They can't air. But in China, it's like, even if you have the license to air, it doesn't mean you can air. So these things, right, all plays into the result that we see now for this drama. So you cannot repeat that. It just is one of a kind. It happened, and it's one time deal, and it's done. So finally, at the end of this final review, I'm still in the final review, live streaming people, did you realize that? I would say I feel very fortunate that I caught this drama on the first day it aired. And it wasn't like Guardian, which I was in half a month after it aired, I think. I didn't get in until like about 20 days actually after it aired. So I was late for that game. I wasn't late for this one. So I caught everything, okay, throughout the whole process. I feel very lucky. And I'm very fortunate to have people in my real life who also love this drama. So we literally are on a chat group and talking about this drama every day. It's so much fun to talk about that with people you know in real life. Plus, obviously, I'm so lucky that I have a channel and I have audiences and from everywhere. I have Discord and I'm just so happy that this happened. I'm really thankful, really thankful. You know, thankful for March and April 2021 that Word of Honor happened, and I happen to be a person who ran into it, crashed into it head on. If you go to my Bilibili, you can tell I've already made more videos on this drama than the videos I've made for Guardian, and that's excluding the reviews and the poetry and the lip reading stuff I've done on YouTube. So video-wise, it definitely broke my personal record. Okay, I don't see another one coming anytime soon to break that. I don't think I can take this like twice a year. I'd be dead, literally, because before I go, I want to let you know, from the drama start airing after the first week. So the first week I wasn't so into it. Afterwards, I was crazy. So from early April, thank you for super chat. Highest hero. I'm still in the final review. Okay, so let me finish this and I'll look at what people say. From early April to early March to now, so it's a little bit shy of 2 months, but close. I wake up every day, sometime around 5 o'clock, because my biological clock was set to the drama airing at 6 in China. And I've only, from yesterday, managed to broke that, so that I wake up at 6, not 5. So it has screwed up my biological clock like crazy. And I've been sleeping less than, say, like in one go, less than 5 hours for over a month and a half because of this drama. So it cannot continue forever, right? I'm not 20-year-old. I do not have that much energy anymore. It's just gonna be detrimental to health. So slowly coming back to a normal human's biological clock because of this drama, but still I have stuff I need to edit. I'm not done with Word of Honor yet, so May is also gonna be probably a lot of Word of Honor sort of tailing off After Effects stuff. So that will conclude my final review. A very unusual final review for the streaming. People who are watching my stream right now, now you see me filming a usual review, what I look like, before it got edited. So this will be edited and cut all the R's and N's out and then put on my channel with subtitles. So if anybody wants a final proper official review of Word of Honor from Avenue X, well, it will be there. Sorry about this, I can't control that. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching. That was set for the final review. Okay, so now we're back into the streaming world. It's so weird. I've never done this. I've never done a live on camera review, sort of raw shooting, and then like, and then I'm gonna edit later. It's so weird. Okay, and later today I have to go to post office to ship stuff out for people who have tracking. I find Canada Post is so funny because they actually give you, like, you can get those free slip plastic envelope that stick on your envelope, and then you put the printed out with barcode stuff on your end, so you can do everything. But you cannot put it in the mailbox to let the mailman take it away because it needs to go to the actual post office to go through a particular scan that they do, and then it becomes a tracking and you can track it. That one last step they wouldn't allow you to do, to put it into the post like the community mailbox. Therefore, I do everything, but I still have to physically bring that to a post office to let people scan it. Like, who designed this? What's your point of designing that? If you've already designed every step before it, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. Anyway, so I have a lot to do today, but first we have to do the stream. Okay, I will try to control it under 2 hours, because 3 hours is too crazy. Last time is 2 hours 47 minutes. 下不了山. Okay, so from now on, I'm gonna stare at people's chat. Lillian Thomas, I know your name. Thank you for your super chat. Yes, I know your name from Lillian Thomas. Yes, from my shop. I hope everything that went out of my shop this month can arrive at people safely and safe and sound. Okay. Prince Jing and Tian Chuang, I am not an expert on that, and it's made up, like, it's changed from the original novel. Because the original novel, it's the emperor who is like, Zhou Zishu is literally just responsible to the emperor. Whereas in this drama, they probably try to get over the censorship thing, so they created a prince, so who is one level down, so who is not the ruler of China. You kind of cannot have the ruler of China as such a jerk, maybe. So the drama is already different. But they do refer to some of the plot that happens in the novel Qi, which is about the previous story of the political story between Zhou Zishu and the prince slash the emperor and slash Qi and everyone. But that's in a different book. Okay, 演唱会. For the concert, depends. I haven't decided yet. It's a little bit too crazy, right? 68, I think, is RMB, which is a little bit, like, it's pretty much $10 to watch it live, and I think it's just too much for Chinese website. The thing is, for this type of concert, Mikahara, thank you. Thank you for super chat. If you've watched the Untamed concert, you know that, like, the lead is not gonna be there all through, right? They usually will just show up for portion of it. If it's 2 hours, they probably show up for 1 hour, and the rest will be filled by singers and supporting roles and everybody. Like, some of the people you care about, some of you probably don't care about too much, so we shall see. I may still watch it, I may not. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. It seems quite cheap. Well, it's not cheap because Untamed was 30, I think. You have to look at it from RMB's point of view. You cannot look at it from US dollar point of view. And it's not like the type of concert that is so well done as, like, you have like a gazillion different camera angles and it's like super, like, well arranged, high-tech concert. And judging by Youku's previous track record of doing concerts, I do not have a lot of confidence in their quality. I mean, if it's Tencent, it may be better, because at least Tencent has money, right? Where Youku... So, I know people are, like, throwing up chat really quickly, so I won't be able to reply to everything, but I will definitely keep looking at it. So, for the rest of the stream, now we're gonna go into the part where we're gonna chat about the... Thank you for somebody sending something on Discord telling me that they're gonna buy a ticket for me. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that, really. We're gonna go into the part that talks about all the extra features that they've leaked, okay? after the drama finished airing, after they've said goodbye, like literally Gongjin sent out 3 videos saying goodbye in different ways. And I was like, what? This has never happened for any drama in China. And every like Zhou Ye, Ma Wenyue, Zhang Zhehan, all the main cast, right, they all said goodbye in like really, really official ways and different like Douyin videos and videos on their own channel, blah, 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 blah stuff. And I was like, okay, that might be the end of all the promotion stuff, right, for this drama, and it's already beyond my expectation. And then Youku was like, we're gonna milk this cow to the end of human history. So they start to throw out special feature that you have to pay money for, which is like, it's cheap, right? 1 RMB per video, okay? So it's not like a huge amount of money, but seriously, who has ever done that? And then everybody is like, we're gonna take it. You know, everyone's like, fine. So the first about 6 and 7 paid special features are really juicy. Afterwards, it starts to get less and less interesting. So I have now become a Bai Piao Dang, okay? for the extra feature, because they're first, it's like short, like 3 minutes, and often there's nothing going on really. So they're just so desperate for money. So like after I realized they just checked out a couple of really juicy ones, afterwards they start to like, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna Bai Piao it for until it finishes. Anyway, it's flying on the internet everywhere. Once it comes out, everywhere you can see it. So it doesn't matter whether you pay or not. Like, so there are a couple of things that we've noticed in the special feature. So I'm gonna go through of them. First is some of the lines that they spoke are actually really the lines that we misread as lip reading. I think it mostly comes from the actor's lip, because they got dubbed in the drama, so you don't hear their real voice. You just see the dubbing. And a couple of lines literally really look pretty much exactly the same, which is when they said something, we think they said something else, but they actually said something that we misunderstood, but the lip actually sync up for both. So that happens for the in the zombie temple. The zombie temple one, when he hops over and grabbed Zhou Zishu, he literally, really, the actor said Niang, right? But because his lips are moving in that way, it looks pretty much like Zishu, which is why everybody would misunderstood and lip reading it into the version that is online now. And I thought it's too, but once you see the special feature, it's actually Niang. Also, I think there's one 省省本你 is also really 省省本你 instead of 你是我的人. So that's in episode 32, before the cliff scene. So that's really interesting. Like, dramas don't let you see that. You know, you don't ever see a drama before that would give you that much stuff. It's almost like putting you into the scenario of the actual shooting of the set and just let you see what goes on. And hardly any drama just give you that much information, which is really fun. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I observe, I'm gonna try to put something up here. Earlier on, I had something, but now, because I readjusted my sound early at the beginning, it's gone now. I have to re-add it. Let's hope it works. I think in earlier special feature asks for money, they've shown us some very interesting working dynamic on set. I don't know how many people noticed that, but it's very, very interesting. Okay. That's a huge picture. That just takes my face away. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the corner. Come on. Trackpad is not nice. Come on. I need a mouse. This is so awkward. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some of the slideshows. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Come on. You're seeing that picture. Okay, I need to set it up so that I can manually Manually hotkey control slide over. Okay, what's going on? It's so hard that you have to talk at the same time, figuring out some stuff on your... Huh. This is so weird. Okay. Done. Now let's see if it works. Good. So, if you look at this one came out rather early, which is the episode 6, when they have the fan thing, talking on about the... Anyone saw this part of the special feature? Literally, it's Zhang Zhehan teaching Gongjun how to flirt with him. So, like, you cannot flirt like this. You have to flirt like that. Therefore, it works. It's so funny. So he's like, you can hold the fan and then hide us behind the camera. And when you're talking, you can lean like in. But then after a few words, you feel like I am offended. Therefore, you have to draw back so that you don't get hit by me like suddenly. So he's literally telling him, this is how you do it so that it looks like flirting. And it's just so funny for that part of a special feature. And look at the guy behind is one of the 2 directors. He's literally just like, yeah, that's good. That works. Cool. You two can do that like that. I'm like, oh my god. So in this drama, what actually happened was, often the really sweet flirting moment in the beginning stage, probably before episode, say 10 or 8, but that happened between these 2, right? Zhang Zhehan he really wants to play Wen Kexing, right? You can tell he wants to, but he can't. So he literally throws everything he can think of for what Wen Kexing can do. Until Gongjun is like, well, actually, I think doing that would be cool, you know? Like, you can... So he's basically directing the other guy to flirt with himself. It's so funny. And it happened multiple times, and I think it happened for that scene as well. In the Yizhuang, when there's a shot of Gongjun sticking his hand out, touching the shoulder, and then Zhou Zishu just does this, right? And that's a wide shot, and then it cuts to slow, and then it cuts to close up, not close up, like a more like this shot, and there's a shot of Zhou Zishu's eye looking up. Like, I use that shot so many times in my videos, but for this whole how you stick your hand out, how you touch me, and how I, dodge, it's totally Zhang Zhehan. It's Zhang Zhehan telling him, no, like, you don't. He's literally teaching him, like, your hand don't come this way. It wouldn't look, like interesting on camera. Your hand should go from up down and touching me, and I'll slide off. Like, guy, like, he has been filming, right? Like, period dramas for years now. So he's super experienced, and you can totally tell this guy knows how to flirt in real life. I just can't imagine, like, being his girlfriend would be so interesting. It's like this guy is just gonna find out all kinds of ways to have fun, right? With whatever. And the funny thing with this dynamic is the director's on the side watching and is like, okay, this is cool, we can use that. So he's very open to the fact that the actor's putting input, and he will just let it run because it works. And then it's really interesting for Gongjun is like, he will just totally receive it, and he will like, okay, that works, so therefore I'm gonna do a version and figure it out. So there are weird things when those special feature went out on internet that people are saying like, Zhang Zhehan is like directing Gongjun, right? And people are like, you're putting all the basically the result is so good for this drama, therefore like, fandom is weird. They're saying it's Zhang Zhehan taking the spotlight away. I'm like, no, you don't get it. For this type of working relationship, yes, there's one guy who is like leading it, like the active side is throwing out ideas and a lot of ideas, but the other person who is receiving it needs to first actually have the ability to analyze and tell if that is a good idea or not, whether I can do it or not, whether I should do it or not, or how I do it. So that relationship, right, is just godsend. And you don't get that every time. It's just these two work together really well. And one is willing to give all that I can think of to make this scene look good and make your character look good. And the other one is willing to receive and figure out how I can carry that out so that it gets the best result we want for this drama. So it's like, it's something that has to happen, you know, from both. Like, you can't just have one. If Jang Han is somebody who has a lot of ideas he throws out, the other one is wooden and stone and not responding, then it wouldn't work. Or, you know, like, either way it wouldn't work. It has to be two people that actually trust each other and really are having fun. Like, you can tell that they're like, hey, let's play it that way, let's play it this way, you know, let's do it. And both of them are pretty shameless, right? Like, they have already broken that shell of like you can tell, like, when they go on variety shows, how shameless they are. And literally it's like, okay, the moment you say something, I'm gonna stand up and sing, I'm gonna do this, and let's play this, and let's have fun. So this is just so unusual. Like, you don't see that much going on, I'd say, for most of the dramas. And also dramas wouldn't really let you see those special features anyway. So just through the, like, in those little moments, right, watching how Jang Han literally shows Gong Jun how to get him. It's just so fun. One of a kind drama, hey? Let's look at some of the images, and because I cut the image out of those special features, and we can talk about certain things that we observe. So if you haven't watched it, you probably can find it on internet. It's not that hard. There are so many, and it's not complicated to find that. So this is episode 14, when they are 走戏, rehearsing before they shoot the ringing, like the big emotional scene. And the funny thing here is, initially in the script, it was Wen Kexing who walked away and then Zhou Zishu stood there. But in the drama, you finally see is Wen Kexing was standing there and then Zhou Zishu walked away in anger. And that's how they worked on set, is they changed the script because they figured out the emotional sort of arc for the characters. It will make more sense for Zhang Zhehan's role to get angry. And he, in this special video, he's talking about like what he must be thinking at that point. Zhang Zhehan was saying, you know, my role is like this, therefore at this point, he wants to do this, so it makes more sense for him to get angry and walk away and leave Wen Kexing there. And the director is also listening and is like, yeah, that makes more sense. And Gong Jun is also, yeah, that makes more sense. So they end up filming that way, you know, like, so it's really cool. So that is that special feature. I think that special feature is really long. It's like 7 minutes or something. So one of the things that happened. And this is also cool because Zhang Zhehan has been, like I said, filming period dramas and also all kinds of dramas for much longer. So he has a lot of weird like experiences and knowledge. Like, one of the thing, I don't have a screenshot, but basically he's teaching Gong Jun how to like move when you're on wire, how to make yourself look good when you're on wire. That is definitely something that comes from experience. Also, this is really cute, is that episode 35, when Wen Kexing is dreaming and then his tear falls down and then Zhou Zishu, you know, catches it, and he's teaching him how to, he literally like takes off his like tears with tissue, but he's also telling him, when your tears start to come out, right, you can have your head tilt slightly, you know, away from the camera. And when the timing is right, when the director is saying, you know, like, we're shooting that moment now, you tip your head to this side so your tear can fall down at the right time and I'll catch it. It's like, it's so fun, those little moments, you know? It's like, yeah, you can do it that way, then it will work. It's just so, like, camera experience and stuff. So those special features just has so much in it that gives you so much extra, like, information that you just don't get, right, in other dramas. And this is the funny one. 你没吃我的三明治? Didn't you eat my sandwich? Which is a very famous gung for people who are 柯俊哲, right? If you are shipping the real person, you know the story about the sandwich. And the funny thing is, they're talking about the special feature and the actors acting as the strainer. is that the cooking device where they leak stuff? Because I think during the shooting of this drama, Gong Jun was out for a whatever event and stuff, and he shot a vlog in his own car. He got in the car and he said, like, I made a sandwich that got eaten by my colleague yesterday. And that was during the filming of this drama. And now, now you look at the special feature, they're bantering. And Zhang Zhehan is saying, didn't you eat my fruit? Didn't you eat the grape that I brought on set? Didn't you eat this? And then Gong Jun is like, didn't you eat my sandwich? So now it confirms, literally. It's like the special feature confirms that like last year in that vlog, when he said my colleague ate my sandwich, it is that one. You know, like people literally go detective and Sherlock Holmes on these two. So they managed to dug out so many things that actually fit the timeline and stuff, and it's funny. And then some people actually managed to figure out when he filmed that vlog cooking the noodles in his trailer, it's actually Zhang Zhehan filming him, but cannot confirm it. But it makes a lot of sense because of the timing and stuff. It's just fun. It's just so much fun. And people overreact, right? For all the 科学家, the scientists who are specialized in shipping. Shippings, like how do you play the English word? Scientist, shippingist. Anyway, it's so funny. This one is really cute. It's totally two boys fighting on set, okay? Trying to stop the other one from getting up. And Han Ying is on the other side. Han Ying is on the bed, it's like, I shouldn't be here. I should just film you two, you know, like having fun. I should be under the bed. I shouldn't be on the bed. This is weird. Why am I here? Shipologist. Now that's a good word. Shipologist. We should just invent that word. Shipologist. Oh god. Yeah, and this is cute, right? Episode 12. They've released the original voice version on the special feature, and then also Line TV that just came out. They did the 12th episode with the extra scene of 阿旭 老温. So in the version you see in China and on YouTube, they each call other not that many times. Zhang Zhehan only calls him once 老温 before he he moves forward and said, you know, 喝酒啦, drink the wine. But the original version they filmed, they each called each other 3 times. And the Line TV released the dubbed version. But then Youku released the original actor shot on set version. So now we have all the versions we need for whatever. And it's funny because when you hear like what's actually recorded on set, they really aimed at ADR. They didn't intend to use the actors right from the beginning because the recording quality was shit. Was so bad. Zhang Zhehan literally peaked throughout the whole thing. He was like, his voice is really loud. And Gong Jun, and there's so much noise on the set. So you can tell this drama right from the beginning, they intended to dub. Anyway, but in terms of whether they intended to have other people dubbing the actors or themselves, I don't know. So in the version you see on Line TV, it is still dubbed by the 2 dubbing actors. And I just got edited down. So in the YouTube version, you don't see it. But when they filmed it on set, the version is fun to watch with their own voice. And I think Gong Jun literally broke his voice. 原来我是个好人啊, you know, actually I'm a good person. That moment when he said that, he literally broke his voice. It's so funny and it sounds pretty bad, but it's also interesting because it's like the right emotion, right, at that moment. And Zhang Zhehan definitely sounds too healthy. He always sounds too energetic and too healthy. It's like, you're not like somebody who has 7 nails in your body. Like, no way. Like, it's more likely you're gonna just shoot 7 nails into other people's body with your voice instead of the other way around. Okay, quickly look at something. Okay, so what else? Oh, we definitely need to talk about 27, but let me just see what else do I have. Some of the funny ones. Yeah, that's 27. Okay, we'll come back to 27 because 27 is big. This one also got released with their real voice. So the actor shot on set. And when you watch this particular one, you'll hear at episode 34, 33, 34, when you watch this hugging and drunk scene, if you look at the original version they threw out, which has the actor's real voice and on-set noises going on, there's a moment that the sound doesn't match. So there's a moment when the background noise got cut. It doesn't link to the previous one. It just jumps to another sound of the background noise. So from that you can tell there is a moment that got cut out. In the special feature plus the final drama, they shot something between the two actors saying something that got cut out. And this matches somebody's leak earlier on the internet, which is the hugging and drunk scene. Somebody leaked somebody who watched the first version of censoring one that didn't get cut and later got cut, right? Somebody who watched the first version said during that scene there's a very direct expression of Wen Kexing's expression towards Zhou Zishu, literally, basically saying blatantly, expression of love and affection, whatever, that got cut. So in the version that you watch now, you don't see that. When he's drunk and he's saying, you know, I feel like my parents now will be very happy for me. Before that, there is like the moment they hug and immediately afterwards there's something said and then it got cut. So if you look at the final drama version, you wouldn't be able to tell because it's all dubbed with music and no background noise at all. But if you watch the special feature where they have the on-set voice recording, you can tell between those two shots, the background noise is changed. Therefore, it's not shot at the exact following time, it's cut. Like there's a part that got cut, which is just cool. Like we know there's a part that got cut, but we probably will never find out what got cut. Isn't that interesting? So with special feature, we can do detective work and piece together all kinds of weird things about this drama, which also doesn't happen to any drama previously. So everything that I'm showing you, that's a screenshot from the special feature that's released on Youku, on their own website that you have to pay money for. $1, like 1 RMB per, and they've released how many now? Like more than a dozen. They're just desperate. They're poor. Okay, they're desperate. That's what it is. We're gonna go back to that. This one, 27. I'm gonna leave it to the end. Leave it end to this part to talk about. This is 32, jumping off the cliff, and they've released the entire non-CGI'd sequence of jumping off the cliff with original recording, green screen, no color grading, no special feature, ridiculous looking, cheap, poor thing. But every shot is the same. Look at this particular shot, which is when in the drama you hear the voiceover 何至于斯, you know, how it ended up like this, that type of thing. In the drama, you hear it as OS. In this version that's a special feature, you hear it spoken from the actor, and they cut out this shot. So this shot with him looking down at the cliff and kind of like crying but smiling at the same time saying that, and they cut out this shot. Okay. So a lot of people were like, is it because he's too expressive? He's almost like on the brink of like, it's just too much like a love story, right? Of one person dying and the other person following. It's just too much. I think that might be a good reason why they cut it. Also, it might just be the fact that this shot is very hard to CG. Because look at it. They were at the studio, and this is unfortunately because of the angle. First is you see the ceiling or the lights. It's not green screen, but they also like see the hairline. That's like the light is coming from behind and hitting the hair. This type of hair, if you don't have a green screen behind it, it's just not easy to CG, to cut it out, like, and make it look good. It's just hard to cut, but definitely you can do, probably, but probably extra time and money. I don't know, because they don't have money, right, for this production. It's really hard to cut that shot properly, so I don't know, maybe that's the reason. Or maybe they just don't think it should come out because it's too emotional. Either way, they changed a little bit of that. They cut out this particular shot. Also, maybe because at the moment, Wen Kexing is already over the cliff. Let's say physically, right? Even if the cliff is 100 meters tall, it only takes him how many seconds to fall down, right, to the ground. So if he stand there and have an emotional moment and say 何至于斯 and then move forward, the guy is already gone. Like, he's disappeared. Gravity has taken him away. You won't even be able to see him because he literally would be gone. So maybe they feel it's too much pause for Zhou Zishu to just stand there and just go 何至于斯 and then jump, right? It's just too late. He's gone. So we're like, yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? Even though in wuxia world we know everything slows down, there's slow motion, nobody cares really about gravity. Nobody ever dies from falling down from a cliff. We are yet to find a wuxia character who literally died because they fell off a cliff. Okay? So anyway, people don't care, but maybe it just looks a little bit too much. There's too much of a time. So they cut it. I don't know if it's because of that reason or that reason or that reason, but that shot was gone, like, from the final version. Isn't that funny? Yeah, Zhang Zhehan is definitely 前辈. Zhang Zhehan has been tortured by Yu Zhen for 10 years. He knows all the ins and outs and uglies and good about filming period drama. Like, he even got to the point where he no longer needs a wig for the front part. He literally just uses his own hair because he just doesn't want to do the alcohol-based glue thing for the hairline. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, we have more, I think. This is just cute. When they're shooting the fighting scene for episode 27. If you watch, like, the special feature, you'll know it's so loud. It's 2 a.m. They're filming that scene when they're fighting with Ye Baiyi, and there are so many birds. You can hear the birds literally so loud you can't hear anything else. It's not chirp, 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 chirp. In this special feature, it's like 1 million birds are singing at the moment. Probably they're, like, sleeping really nicely, and then suddenly, like, huge lights coming. And the birds are confused. The birds are like, is this day already? It's 2 a.m. but it's so bright. We maybe should start singing. So the funny thing is, you look at special feature, the birds are singing so loudly in this. And also they're frogs, I think. The de frog, and now the frogs are famous. The Li Yifeng frog. Does anyone know about that joke? So the frog, the crickets, the birds. Filming drama is a disturbance to ecology, let's be honest, okay? This is the funniest. I didn't know the chicken was held by a green man when this came out. It was just like, that's why the chicken flew so perfectly for the shot. Like, the perfect position, perfect direction, perfect angle, because the guy was holding the freaking chicken. The green man. So did anyone know that it's actually held by a green man? And this guy is there throughout the whole like chopping the chicken scene. And he just, like, the moment he throws out the chicken, he just dodges and then hides, and you can still see his hand at the corner of the shot. It's just so funny. Oh. And there are also green men who blow air gun, right, at the actors. It's so funny. And this scene is really cute. It's like the prop is actually a lighter. If you just click on the back, like the end, so the bottom, click it and it will light up. And they're playing with that while they were filming this. It was like, oh, this is cool. Blow it out and click it, and blow it out and click it. Yeah. This show is just so funny. They give you so much. Thank you for... How do I pronounce your name? I don't want to screw it up. Thank you for the super chat. Wait, how does Zhang Zhehan combine part are just super? So he has like relatively speaking long hair for a guy. Like he's not buzz cut, so he has like about that much hair right in the front. So if you notice, Zhou Zishu's hair is like side parted and with, you know, like this much in the front, and then the later part are all just tied up. So he would have like the type of, not necessarily extension, because extension you would have to wear it all the time. It will be like I've shown like in my hair video, those pieces of hair that has clips on it. So he will they would clip the long hair onto his like about this much length hair, and then tie it up here, and then having a shitload of pins securing it. So the front part are all his real hair up to here, but then all the tied up hair is extension, like hair pieces with clips on. But then they will have to use a lot of those pins, like the U-shape and bobbing pin. Like in the 4K version, go watch a particular couple of episodes, I think around the ones in the cave, around 19, 20, 21, when there's a close-up, and because the light is really strong coming from the hair, you can tell, like when it's 4K, there's certain shots you can see there's so many bobbing pins, literally like sticking on his head. It's like there's so many bobbing pins. But that would be much more comfortable than Gongjun's version, which has the glue, and that glue is alcohol based, and some people are just allergic to it. I think he's allergic to it too because it's too hot, and so he starts to get like rashes and redness. Like I've seen that because a lot of actors would actually react to it. If you're wearing it for a whole day, it's not nice. And also if you're sweating too much, it will just come off. And there's a big hole there. It's like, 头套松了，头套开了. It's a daily pain for those actors to have this thing coming off. Okay, so we have run through this. Now we need to talk about 27. The big 27. 27, the version 1 and version 2 and the story behind it. So back in March, before Happy Camp shooting, they had this live stream with the Happy Camp director, the 2 actors plus the producer, and they mentioned at that time about the 27 in the first version and second version. And the 2 actors, particularly Zhang Zhehan, was like, our first version was so good, right? Why do we have to reshoot it? We were so just not happy about it when you forced us, right, to shoot the second version. So now at that time, we all know there are 2 versions of episode 27, fighting with Ye Baiyi. And Zhang Zhehan said 动情, right? If you know what 动情 means, right? So at that moment, people were like, oh, we're curious what 27 is really like. And then also the leaked video that I've shown you last time in the stream of them like leaning on each other, you know, like the shoulder. That was from version 1's special feature. So what happened was, this drama started running at the very beginning of June last year. I think end of May, early June is when the shooting started. And about a month after into shooting, which should be happening on June the 27th, was the day they filmed the first version of episode 27 of them facing Ye Baiyi. And then on one day before wrap, which is September 23rd, so it probably is on September 22nd or 21st, they picked a night and reshot 27, that scene. So the version now you see in drama is the version they shot in September. And the version that they put out on the special feature is the version that was shot in June. Susan Lee, thank you. 夜白夜荣长青, I am not an expert of them. I know there's a special feature story about them. Like, I don't know quite about all the details. I think that 叶百艺 likes him, but he marries a woman and has a child, and he cannot live forever with that setup, whatever. So I'm not an expert about that. I can definitely look into it, and then maybe next time, if I ever do a stream again, who knows? You know, we can talk about that. So V1 and V2. And now what you see is V2. But I think the fighting part is still V1, like the fighting with 叶百艺 stuff. But then once they fall, right, they fall to the ground and they're fighting against 叶百艺, that's the V2. Okay, so here is my opinion about it. I know V1 is fully released and it's the original voice from the actor, so you can see both versions online and whatever you like, right? And I think both have something that is like interesting, but I still would go with the producer's decision of reshooting it and use the V2. Because when they shot it, they probably have it, right? Like we have the like raw footage and we just go into post-production and start to edit stuff already, putting them together. This is very normal. And we're gonna look at what we have. Do we need to adjust something? Do we have things that needs to be reshoot? Like the lighting is not right, or you know, the boom is in camera or whatever. So they've done that, and then they probably gone through all the stuff and they realized the V1 part, because they reshoot it at the very end of the wrapping, so they probably have everything already done. All right, so they can link it up. They can cut the rough cut of all the episodes and see how it works, what needs to be added or taken away. And they probably noticed the V1 doesn't quite fit into the overall flow of the story. You have to think about what happened before that, what happens after that, the things that gets connected. If you watch V1 on itself, it's not problematic. It's very good acting, all works pretty well. But if you link it to the previous scene, the afterwards scene, the entire drama's flow, it does feel a little bit out of place. In the V1, you feel Wen Kexing is a little bit too soft, too emotional. He's not angry enough. He hasn't, like, it doesn't feel like he's wronged enough to the point that he would want to explode. Because he is essentially still somebody who is a little bit, you know, like psychotic. Like, he's not a very normal person, let's be honest. So when he's provoked or triggered, he goes to the crazy guy mode. And he's at a point where somebody is gonna kill him and he know he cannot fight, like he cannot win. So when 叶百艺 said, I will allow you to take your own life, right? And the moment he hears that I feel the second version makes a lot more sense. It's like he's gonna just come like a beast, right? He's like, I don't care, you know, if you kill me, I'm gonna become a ghost, I'm gonna haunt this whole world till the end. And that anger is right for the second version. The first version, he doesn't have that much anger. He has more. He still says that, but you feel like he kind of accepted it. He's kind of accepting that fate, and he's like, you know, like he's not at the point where he's like, I don't care, I want to atom bomb this whole world. So I feel like the second version, that part makes a lot more sense for Wen Kexing's character to act more angrily in the second version. Also in the second version, when 周子舒 said 你不配, right? The good thing about the second version is he stood in front of Wen Kexing. He did this with his hand, with his arm. It's just one gesture, but it makes so much more sense. It makes so much more sense for him to stick himself out and protect Wen Kexing with that hand gesture. In the first version, he's only just behind him, right? So that's a tiny thing, but it's a big thing too. It really shows that one instant. Thank you for Nico for your super chat. Yeah, everybody knows Rong Changqing is Bai's real love, but then Rong Changqing couldn't really pay back, right, equally in that way. So in the second version, Zhang Zhehan's that one gesture makes it all make sense. And then also in the acting, if you compare Zhang Zhehan's acting from the first version and the second version, I feel the second version he's weaker. He's physically, emotionally more sort of at a lower position, right? Because Ye Bai is standing over them and they're like that way. The camera language and their body language and also just his emotion, how tired and hurt and wasted he kind of feels, makes more sense. Because you have to make him physically so weak, so not in comparison to the strong person, to make his words 你不配 stronger. Because he is at such a disadvantageous place, yet he can say something like that would push Ye Bai back. Whereas in the first version, Zhang Zhehan is stronger. Like he's just 你不配, right? You feel like that because he's so weak, therefore he's so strong thing doesn't quite work as well as the second version. In the second version, the way they act makes me believe that if Zhou Zishu is a real person in that situation, he said that, Ye Bai would stop and think twice and eventually will be convinced and go away, will be persuaded to go away. Whereas the first version, when I watch it, I still feel if I were Ye Bai, I still wouldn't be fully convinced with that version of 你不配. I probably would still need a little bit more persuasion. Thank you for Cerebral and your fox. Is that a fox? Thank you for super chat. Right, so it's just my personal view about why it works, and a lot of people love the first version because it's much more emotional. I would agree, but I think that emotion is a little bit out of place for that particular plot point, because their objective at that moment is to fight back, right, against this power that they cannot win. So there needs to be that need to survive and that anger, and that not so focused on love and emotion, but more focused on the right and wrongs, what is just, what is fair, you know, that anger, like you cannot judge me, that whole thing, that needs to be more important, I'd say, than the emotional, because there are so many moments later that you can do all the emotional back and forth stuff. You don't have to put it there. So I think the second version makes more sense, and they definitely also improved on lighting. If you compare the two versions, the second version's lighting is more subtle and better than the first one. The first one is so bright and just blatant on their face, but also probably due to grading too. Also, in the second version, the nice thing is they added, right, the improvise, you know, 你不是很厉害吗? After Ye Bai left, and Wen Kexin tries to pull him up, and that moment is just so good. And they look like old married couple dissing each other. And then they stand up and they pick up the cloak and pick up the sword, and like two broken, you know, like old person walking on the road. I think that version is so good. It feels so real. So from a producer's perspective, I would just really say the producer knows her shit. Like when she looks at the whole thing, she's like, yeah, that one doesn't quite work. And because that scene is so important, it's like one of the most important moments in the whole thing. If it doesn't work, everything will have problem. We have to reshoot it. Even if we are like one day from wrapping, we still have to force the actor to get up at night, 2 o'clock, go and freaking film this scene, because it needs to work for what happens before and after. I think it's a really good decision, and you can tell like the director, the producer knows what they're doing, and then their perspective is for the entire story. They have to think about the overall flow of the logic and the story and the characters. They obviously have to think about censorship too. It's like if this thing doesn't pass, and if version 1 would use it. And censorship is saying, no, it's too emotional. It's literally two guys doing that. We cannot have that. What do? You cannot not have that scene. If you don't have that scene, the drama will just fall because it links to everything. You cannot not have it. So from that perspective, it makes 100% sense that they want to reshoot that. And it's just cool because most of the time, dramas will not let you know what part is reshot. But this drama, it did let you know, and it's one of the most important things. And they let you know both versions, and like, what else can you ask for? They gave you the full first version, even with the actor's own voice. They gave you the final version. Go figure. I'm like, Susanna, thank you for super chat. What else? Yeah, it's not available for all countries for Amazon Prime because Canada, I don't think it has it. I've clicked into it and it doesn't exist. I think it's in US for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go away for like 3 minutes and I'll be back. So see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we've been here for an hour and a half. Okay, let's see how much more we can run through. Also, I want to quickly mention a little bit, like based on the special feature about these two actors, their real voice versus the dubbed version. I know a lot of people say they much appreciate the original version and they think they want the original version. But after I hear what they sound like in real life on set, I would say it's actually a good choice for them to pick dubbing actors. I wouldn't say the dubbing actors are perfect. At a certain point, their acting can be improved a little bit more. But overall, I think it actually is a plus instead of a minus for this drama, particularly to pick the Gu Jiangshan and Wang Kai to dub Zhang Zhehan and Gong Jun. And it's just my personal opinion, okay? So if you don't agree with that, 100% fine. No problem. I'm just looking at it from a standards of expectation of a period drama's perspective. Period drama is a little bit different from contemporary drama for native Chinese speakers because we have an expectation, and it's like the audiences have been cultivated to expect it should sound in a particular way. And it's not something that is super quantifiable, but you get the feeling when it sounds more like period drama or not. And for this very highly sort of conceptual wuxia, not real at all, really, drama, it needs to have that particular vibe of that sound. And for the two actors, not saying they can do it, but first is on-set recording quality is too bad, so they can't definitely use it, so they have to anyway dub it in post-production. But for these two actors, right, Zhang Zhehan's voice is very, very solid. right? He has a very like it's very concentrated. His voice is like it doesn't have a lot of metallic and ambient sound to it. It's very sharp and very sort of concentrated. And he because he was trained as a singer, so I guess like he has the habit of singing, like talking from his belly. His sound is like, when you look at him, like when you pay attention, you literally see his belly move very, very strongly when he talks. So he projects his voice a lot, and he talks from here. Huh, huh, huh. He talks like that. And although, you know, like it's a good habit, it's just sometimes doesn't quite work for his role. Zhou Zishu, right, is like at the 30% power of his usual person. And often his voice is just too healthy and strong. He sounds like he can just literally jump off and run 40 miles non-stop. I was disconnected, okay? So I don't know what happened. Internet. Okay. Let me wait for a bit, see if it comes back normally. I got kicked off this stream. I don't know, so what will happen? Is it gonna turn like into 2 different streams on the computer now? Or on like YouTube? I have no idea. I was told by my software I was off for like 10 seconds. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I was talking about Zhang Zhehan. His voice is too from here. Like if you're seeing opera, okay, but if you're talking all the time like that, it may not actually work for the particular role and particular setting you're in. So I like the fact that Gu Jiangshan dubs him. Gu Jiangshan has a softer voice, the voice that has a more sort of ambient sound to it, and very gentle. So it fits the character, also fits the sort of physical condition this character is in throughout this whole drama. So I appreciate that a lot. As for Wang Kai, right, for Gong Jun needs more work on his taitsi. And I'm just only saying that here on YouTube because there's an English buffer in between, and I don't talk about that on China's social media because if you've been with my channel since 2018, you know what happened. Some people just, like internet, like fandom just wouldn't allow you to say anything that is in their eyes not positive for their stars. So I'm just saying in English, which is, first is his Mandarin needs a lot of work. Like Zhang Zhehan's Mandarin needs work too. Zhang Zhehan, although when he acts, he will pull his accent back to the more standard Mandarin because on a daily basis, he doesn't care about that, therefore it leaks into it. So sometimes when he is still like trying to act, you can tell his accent is there. It shows up here and there. Gongjun is have that problem even more. Is his Sichuan accent leaks in everywhere. First is his accent needs to be sorted. The second is it's just the way he speaks. I don't think it's not actually to do with the voice itself, like the quality of the voice, the very low voice. When he speaks, he doesn't quite know how to, like Zhang Zhehan need to teach him how to use the belly. So he's the person who doesn't use the belly, whereas Zhang Zhehan only uses belly. They kind of need to combine each other. It's like, I can take a little bit of yours, you can take a little bit of mine, and it will be better. Gongjun's voice is not, it feels like a very untrained tree that's just growing with its sticks everywhere. That's the feeling, like how I would describe the metaphor of it. He needs to have a little bit training to make it go to a particular direction that we want. So his voice, particularly when he gets emotional and when he starts to shout, his voice just breaks and it just goes out like that, and it feels very ungrounded. Like I don't know what else I can say about like how to describe that, but so his voice needs to be trained, but also his accent needs to be fixed. Both of them actually need that. Yeah, so like he needs training basically. His line delivery needs a lot of work. That's it. He needs a little bit more work than Zhang Zhehan. Zhang Zhehan needs to just pay attention to his freaking accent, because he leaks it. And I'm like, you know how to pronounce that properly in Mandarin, but you bring in your Jiangxi accent into weird places. That just makes me go, ah, come on. Yeah, don't have to do that. So it's a good thing that they actually got dubbed. Wu Changgui, yeah, Wu Changgui is really good. Kou Zhenghai is also very good. Huang He. All the older ones are really good, like Gao Chong, Hei Zi, who played Gao Chong, very good. Kou Zhenghai, who played Huang He, very good. Wu Changgui, he's a professional, I think. His professional voice. Is he a theater actor? I think he's a theater actor. He's really good. Xie Wang, Li Daikun, who plays Scorpion King, he's a voice actor. So like they are really good. Li Daikun is really good. Like they definitely can improve on that. So for these two, Zhang Zhehan and Gong Jun, for their future, right? They really need to work on their line delivery. It's really gonna cause problems for their future career if they don't sort it out, particularly if they act in film. Because in films, it's often is if you dub, you cannot submit for awards. So for films, often you really just need the actor himself or herself to do it. And if it doesn't match with other people, right, in the same production, it will cause problem. Li Daikun. Li Daikun is an interesting person. I'd say, very interesting. And he can sing, and he sings very differently as compared to he talks. Like his voice when he talks is like one person, but when he sings, it's a totally different person. You know, it reminds you of like Robert Pattinson. Is like when he speaks, he's like this, but when he sings, he's like, what? Is that his voice, really? So Li Daikun sounds very interestingly differently when he sings and when he talks. So that shows like there's something about this person, right? Like there's a like extra layer of him that doesn't just come across very like easily. Yeah, Xie Wang is a good character. He did a really good job. Although I think, okay, honestly, from the entire drama story's perspective, I think Xie Wang and Yi Fu, Scorpion King and his adopted father line, is a little bit too heavy. If they cut out about 3 or 4 scenes from them, it wouldn't really affect the entire story's flow, but it will give more space to other people and storyline. I don't have a problem with it. I just feel overall, the proportional speaking, that their line is a little bit too much. There are very long scenes between them. That's very drawn out. It's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And it's just these two talking. And sometimes it's just a little bit too much because we still are looking at a story that's Wen Kexian and Zhou Zishu's story, right? So they're supporting roles. So sometimes they kind of cutting too big a chunk of the time. But they're good. So I think everybody who's watched this drama are very happy with this unexpected CP. I don't know if anyone is seriously shipping them or they're just like having fun, but it's Li Daikun is good, and the fact that he recognizes Xie Wang is a better role for him than Wen Kexian is like a clear-headed person who knows what he's doing. Not that many people are very in this particular industry, so highly appreciate this actor. Hope one day he can get a role as a lead that really is like making him shine. So what else? So we can talk a little bit about afterwards how the promotional stuff. So if you notice, when the drama start to pick up heat early March, as early as early middle March, Gong Jun's new spokesmanship and commercials has already come out at that time, and it just keep rolling out every day. These days, every day I go on Weibo, I see a new ad, a new product. that's by them, both of them. So up to this point, they have each, I think, got over a dozen spokesmanship and stuff and deals and commercials with all kinds of stuff like makeup, food, game, you know, everything. It's pretty crazy, like how intensely. Did somebody send me a super chat that I didn't catch? Sorry. Okay. Lyra, sorry I didn't see that super chat. Do you think I shouldn't fell? Well, okay. Huh? When do you think? When do you think he fell? I don't think he actually fell at a particular moment. From the first moment they met, he actually didn't hate him. He just is a little bit bothered by the fact that this person I don't know. And he recognizes it good looking, right? The first moment he was like, wow, that person looks like a little bit unusually good looking. Like the eye lighting up, the first moment that their eyes connect, you can tell from the first moment he's impressed, but then also because he doesn't want to get himself into trouble. And he just want to be left alone. And he doesn't know what this guy is up to. So he's like, just go away from me, you know? So he's not hating him or disliking him. He's just like, leave me alone. You know, I'm not interested in any sort of development for new relationships. I'm destined for like a grave alone, like for a couple of years now. So just leave me alone. I don't think he, you know, like is really offended. He just acts like he's offended, but he probably doesn't have a like or dislike for Wen Kexing from the beginning. In terms of when he fell, I think I would really interpret it as a gradual process. Is like this guy is not really that, like he's annoying, and then okay, he's not that annoying, and then okay, this guy is actually not a bad person, you know, like there are things that he does that make sense and stuff, and then I think pretty much when they get to the zombie tempo, it's pretty much like okay, yeah, about at that point is like yeah. What else can I say? I don't think, you know, you can really pinpoint at the moment it's like instantly fall in love or something like that, but it's pretty much like, honestly, is who wouldn't want a really good looking person to be around all the time, who actually is very capable and fun to have to be around. What else was I talking about? I was talking about their real life sort of spokesmanship and stuff. So there's a lot going on. The only thing I would worry is they have too much and they have no time to rest and do anything. And they're both now, I think, in a new project, right? Acting. They should be acting. That's their first most important job. Don't spend too much time doing variety shows. Getting like a gazillion spokesmanship thing. It's just gonna cut into the time where they do the actual work that actually matters to them for their future career. So I want this rush of things go away quick enough and then leave them alone for them to do their new projects. That's more important 10 times. But it's funny to look at like how they do it. Tom Ford, the Lark lipstick color. I think it's the first time it happened for BL drama leading actors couple to come out. First is they spoke for the same color lipstick. Second is initially they had 2 different links that you can click into to buy the lipstick, but they came in and said, no, we want one. So they erased 2 different links, because if you have 2 different links, right, clicking into Wen Kexing's link or clicking into Zhou Zishu's link, clicking into Gong Jun or Zhang Zhehan's link, it will basically have a different number for how many people click through that link to buy the lipstick. There will be a comparison. So their single fans will go crazy at the fight. Whereas for this one, they initially had that, but then they were like, no, we're gonna just have 1 link. And if you want to support us, you know, if you want to support me, you have to support him too. If you want to support him, you have to support me too. We're just one person. We just have 1 link. Go and freaking buy the lipstick. So it got sold out. But it's so funny. It's like, you don't see that happening before. Like, do you remember, like, for those, like, industrial, manufactured boy band, like, that has 9 different or 11 different person in a freaking boy band. Everybody has a different link. And when you go and buy the same product that they speak for, there are like 7, 9, 10 different versions. And they will compare at the end of it, the chart, whose fan has the strongest buying power. I was like, what the F? then what's the point of having a band? Why don't just have single people? You know, because you don't care about a band or team spirit or whatever. So I so appreciate the fact that these two literally sewed the lipstick as one person, and even their copy on their Weibo post is the same copy broken into two. So they connect as one full sentence, which is just 干不过正主, huh? What can you do when the two actual people are like, we don't care, you know, we are happy that we're bound, like we're tied together to promote, like we don't care about breaking that. It's like, we're very happy. So they go on like variety shows together. They go on the Wangpai, they go on Happy Camp, they go on the really shitty program Youku hosts about the actress, but nobody cares about that program. Everybody was just in there to watch for these two, their interaction. So I watched the cut version that has only 10 minutes of them going onto that actress selection show. And I only watch that part. I don't watch the rest of it. It's not worth it. It's crap. But they are together. It's so cute. So what can you say? What can you say? They're just... It's the first BL drama in China with a couple, the screen couple, and then the actor in real life are just so like, we don't care about, you know, like a fandom or, you know, single fan or whatever. It's like, we're good friends. We're really tight in real life. So, you know, like whatever you want, we're so happy. We're so open. Do whatever you want. You know, it's like we can go 工作把我们安排得形影不离. Right? Our job made us sticking with each other. Like, so cool. This is so cool. This is the first time. So I feel like the Shanren, right? The mountain people, what we call them, the drama fans, are so lucky. Not just because there's so much material that keeps coming out. It's like 一山放过一山蓝, right? That poem. But also because these two are just so open, right? My friend Xiao on Bilibili and also on Weibo, she said this is Yangmo. This is not Inmo. So Inmo is conspiracy. Yin is the negative, right? The moon, the female, the dark side compared to Yang, which is the sun, the bright, and the on the outside surface sun side of things. So in Chinese, Inmo. Mo is strategizing. Inmo is sort of strategizing secretly, is conspiracy, right? But for these two, they do Yangmo, which is open. Blatantly in broad daylight. It's like, okay, we conspire in broad daylight. Go figure. And it's so cool. So how can you not feel like you're so lucky that you happen to catch this drama, right? So they're day up. 天天向上. I don't know. Are they doing day up as well? And also they're doing Bazaar again. I'm not sure if that's been done or not yet. Like I can't even remember. There's just too much. Every day I see their ads everywhere. Like all the makeup and all the food and all the game stuff. Like so much. Ghost Ladies? What is Ghost Ladies? It's just so much stuff going on, and them on Happy Camp is just like the best Happy Camp I've seen in years. If you watch Happy Camp, do you agree with me? It's like their particular one that happened not so long ago is one of the best in a long time, because it's a game where nobody cared about keeping appearance on camera as a star, as an actress, as a singer. You know, like everybody went crazy. They literally went for the game. It was like, I'm gonna just... They went crazy. Everybody just... Eventually it loses all the rules and they just end up in a big fight of just chucking color onto each other. It's so much fun. Happy Camp is like one of the best Happy Camp I've seen in years. Because I think in the beginning, probably everyone is still like trying to, you know, but eventually, right? They all got like totally destroyed by these two and they were like, we don't care anymore, let's just go crazy. So they start to... I wonder if that dust, you know, if you breathe it in, is it like problematic to you? Because it looks so messy at the end of it. Everybody's pink and messed up. And the part when they have to do the copy dancing and singing part is so ridiculous. And I love the fact that these two actors are really just, like I said, shameless, as they don't care to make themselves like a totally gigantic fool on camera in front of the entire public of China. It's like, why we don't care. We're just gonna look stupid when we dance. And so that dancing thing is just... Axiang Qianqiao, auntie. Oh, yeah, the ghost ladies. This drama has so much to talk about, right? The ghost ladies. It's sad that they're all dead by the end of it. And some of them die off camera, which is just no. But relatively speaking, in a adapted drama where BL drama with female characters in it, that a lot of them are written originally, this drama has done a good job. 西桑鬼 doesn't exist in the original. Now you have Chen Zihan playing a female role, and also 西桑鬼 and 燕鬼, so Liu Qianqiao and Luo Fumeng is a couple. And although it's not very like, you know, like direct, and they never say about that, but the actresses know. They know. And Chen Zihan is literally talking to the other actresses like, you have to think twice about our relationship. We have more going on than just master and servant. And there's like, yes. Okay. So there's a GLCP in this. Although it doesn't really, you know, like there's no direct sort of any scene talking about that, but you know they are. Do people not know? Luo Fumeng and Yan Gui, Liu Qianqiao and Luo Fumeng is a couple. GL couple. They are a real couple. Like, see how loyal she is to her master? Right. Like, is that just being loyal? I mean, Chen Zihan, I think they, in their interview, the actress who played Liu Qianqiao said like Chen Zihan told her is like, think twice about our relationship. It's so funny because everybody is cool. Everybody is shipping on this crew. Like, they're either shipping the two leads or shipping themselves or shipping other characters together. Everybody's like in some kind of ship. The entire shipping crew. They're definitely a couple, yeah. Yeah. And Axiang, I don't know what else I can say. I just, she's the sad BG story person to fulfill that part of the function of a BL story. And I would be really, like, it would be really fun to write fan fiction about based on the drama version when Wen and Zhou, right, they become kind of gods, right, white-haired gods and stuff on the mountain. It would be interesting to say they live for many years and then one day they go down, and to just for what reason, to go to the real world, and they come across the reincarnation of Axiang and Cao Weining. Because they would be in the reincarnation version, it would just be two normal person who from rich family who got married. It would be interesting to have that story. Yeah. And it would be fun too. It's like, how do you recognize first? It's like, you don't have special powers anyway. Because these two, although they're like living forever, they don't have god powers. And also, like, how does that dynamic work, right? Like, do people, when they reincarnate, are they in any way similar to what they used to be? I don't know. It would be a fun sort of version to think about. Yeah. And thanks to Zhou Ye. What else can we say? She's just really good in this drama. Particularly in the beginning when she's like that, when I was like, what? Your acting is weird. You're so overacting. But later, when I realized what she's doing, I was like, okay, it makes sense. And does anyone, okay, here I'm just asking, does anyone watching this stream think the actor Ma Wenyue looks a little bit like Lu Han? Is it just me? Particularly the eyes and the way he looks, you know, and smiles. Obviously, they're two different persons, right? Like, but sometimes when I look at him, his Cao Weining, it's like, that looks like Lu Han. Okay, so I'm not the only one. No, I'm not the only one. His eyes are so bright and shiny. It's like very sparkling. Okay, so at least I know I'm not the only one, so that's okay. Like some people may not like see that way. That's totally fine. It's just to me. It's like you know, at times I was like suddenly, you know, there's a bit Luhan coming up. Or like you have to agree though that Gong Jun really looks like Zhang Yuxi, the actress in Intense Love. The actress leading Intense Love was Ding Yuxi, Tu Yuxi, Zhang Yuxi, the actress. She and Gong Jun should play brother and sisters. These two are like literally same facial structure. Just one is female, the other one is male. It's so cool. Thank you for your super chat, Tinkulobi. Do I think it will ever get a Qie live reaction? No. Reincarnation. What do you do with a reincarnation? A reincarnation for 7 lifetimes. How do you do that? You have to change that. So that totally changes the story. Qie is tied down with the fact that Da Wu is a reincarnation of the Bai Wu Chang in the ghost world, underworld. And he is a person who reincarnated 7 times and got pushed back to his first lifetime to relive it. I don't see how that's gonna go through any kind of censorship in China. Maybe if it gets made by another country. I don't know. And if you change, right, if you totally rewrite it into different, then it's no longer the setup. And you can't just play that trick of Joy of Life, which everything is just in the novel all the time, you know. You played it once or twice for Joy of Life and for My Heroic Husband, and that's pretty much it. You can't just keep doing that. Censorship people are gonna like, nope. Xier and Yifu. What else? Why is reincarnation? Because reincarnation is superstition. Yeah, it's superstitious, right? Whatever. It's probably definitely not gonna work anyway. It also depends on who has the copyright. I don't know who has the copyright of that thing. Who bought it or who doesn't bought it. Like, if you don't have it, you can't make it. That's the thing. It depends on who holds the copyright of that book. Right. So if it's holding by somebody who doesn't want to make it, you can never make it. That's it. So that's the end of the story for you. Right. Okay, finally, talking about a little bit about the timing of this drama. It's very interesting. When they started shooting, it was last year June, and when it wrapped, it was September 23rd. And exactly 5 months later, not even half a year, 5 months. So the very super rushed post-production is February the 22nd. So pretty much exact 5 months later, the drama just drops without announcing previously. And then it ends on March the 23rd, which is exactly 6 months from the day it wrapped. Isn't that interesting? Exactly, right? If we don't think about February only has like, it doesn't have 30 days. The timing of this drama is very, very, very weird. Once it finishes airing on 323, immediately 324 is the first countdown day for the 100 days leading up to July the 1st, which is the 100-year anniversary for Communist Party founding in China. So it's a big period of promotional stuff going on. Politics and stuff will come to the front. All the dramas that are gonna, basically everything, is focused on this for the 100 days leading up to that. And they literally stepped on the threshold. The timing of this drama. It literally finishes airing on the day, the next day flips into the 100-day countdown. Like, it cannot be more crazy in terms of timing. And although right now there's no confirmation, it's just rumors leaking on the internet, but I think it's pretty reliable, which is from now on, probably to July. there will be mostly contemporary dramas. And then even period drama goes out, it will not receive like the frontline promotion. And particularly for BL, it will be like very flying low key. I don't think any drama would want to come out now. Honestly, if I'm a producer, and the platform, I hold a BL drama, I know it's good or whatever, I'm not gonna throw it out now. You don't want to run into, the sort of major force that's playing out there, that is promoting the 100 days. You don't want to run head into that. It will be stupid. Like, say if your drama is not good enough, then whatever time it comes out, it's not gonna receive a lot of. But say if your drama is actually pretty good, and you think from a certain sort of expectation level, it's gonna get that much attention, appreciation, whatever, you wouldn't want to throw it out now. Because if it got too big, if it got too popular, if it starts to, like go crazy on the internet, it's taking the spotlight away. Although BL is always a small circle thing, it wouldn't go outside. Like, my parents will never watch it, right? So the majority of the Chinese population will not watch it. But still, within its particular circle, it's gonna get really, really concentrated and explosive. And it is taking in mostly younger audiences, mostly female. So from sort of late teens to, say, 30s. That's the central sort of demographics of people watching this. It's still a pretty big chunk of people. And then what else, what other things that can come off it? Because once it got popular, the actors, the commercials, the platforms are gonna the capitals are just gonna try to suck the blood out of every possible person. So if people don't control, like the promotional people, the platform that holds it does not do a good, let's say, control of what's going on, it could just totally go off track and crazy. So, and if you wrong head into, right, the big theme, the state's decision of what should be the most important thing for now, is asking for trouble for yourself. Like it could be literally something happens that stops BL dramas from airing, or it could be the drama gets taken down, or the drama gets pushed back to, like, it could be a million things. So I'm just saying, I don't think Word of Honor knows like everything beforehand, and in terms of dropping the drama at this particular point, they wouldn't know when they aired is like they are gonna really end exact on the day before, because if you watch how they aired, they weren't sure about how they should be airing it anyway at the beginning stage. So the timing thing is just happened to be. What can you say? So for all the other BLs, they probably should lay low just for a couple of months. July is not that far away. Once you get over the summer, you can release it later. It can still work. But it also creates this phenomenon, which is now, if other dramas wouldn't come until after July, then we pretty much just have an open window, flat playing ground that has no competition with this drama. It's just gonna hold it all the way till the next drama comes out. What else can you say? Like, they're just lucky. I don't think they actually know they could get this lucky, honestly, because for this production, right, nobody had any expectation. I mean, Youku didn't even care about its own production before it aired. So nobody really see it coming, and when it happened, it was like, what? But it happened. Thank you for super chat, Sorbani. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so honestly, I'd rather wait too. It's like, for it to air at a time when they wouldn't get into too much trouble. For any of the BL dramas that's gonna come, Tencent has 3, right, in their hand. 4. Immortality, 杀破狼, 左肩 is still filming or hasn't finished filming it, and the other one, there's another one. 张公案. It's 张公案爱奇艺. Can't even remember now. My brain is all messed up. They have so many on their hands, right? So also there's something that happened a couple of days ago, which is very unfortunate for Tencent, but also kind of like funny. You know, I can't feel very sorry for them because Tencent is just, it's just a monopolizing. But pretty much like all the other companies too. Like Alibaba is one, right? So Youku is two. You know, Aiqi is two. Like nobody is a good person in this whole game. Everybody is big capital who want to monopolize the entire market. But the thing that happened to Tencent that's funny is, did you notice like in China on the 15th, Chen Feiyu and Luo Yunxi, they their product like that speaks for the milk product started promotion. So they threw out like the opening screen, they threw out all the promotional material for that milk thing, and it happened on April the 15th. So it confirmed a rumor previously, which was the Immortality drama was initially designed to be airing on that day, or at least around that time. And so it's a combined effort of promoting the drama plus that product. In Tencent's plan, ideally, and because of the level of promotion and the milk company and how big it is, like literally, this thing has long been decided. They probably have it on plan last year, autumn. That's how like this type of company works. And they've decided next year, April, because your drama is gonna air at that time, we're gonna come out at the same time, we're gonna promote it everywhere, and it's gonna be our big sort of promotional stuff for next year. So they probably got the actors in to film the stuff and whatever, she got the shooting thing happening probably early this year. They've already done. All the things got printed, ready, it has to go out, it cannot wait, because all the stuff has already been made, right? Like the product is already made, the bottles are made, it has to go into supermarket, it has to go on bus stations, it has to. But then the drama didn't air. So, although these two are popular, so Chen Feiyu and Luo Yunxi, they both have fandoms, so it's not like it's not gonna go anywhere. It still is promotional, but it is so far away from their intended result, which is the drama. The two characters are gonna first show up and people are gonna love them, and there's gonna be a lot of talk on the internet chattering about this drama, and then these two leads for the milk thing, and that's their ideal plan. For the Tencent plus the milk company, that's they're definitely in their contract. Like it's so obvious, like it came out on 15th, but the drama didn't air. So it's sad for the drama fans, for the also for the actors fans and people who want to see this, but it's just funny for everybody who's looking at Tencent. It's like, 你活该. Because Tencent has done so many things that just people just don't like, right? And it's so blatantly, it's shameless about its sort of capitalizing everything. Patty, thank you for a super chat. Is there a chance that they could co-host a comedy game show? I don't know. I have a feeling it's possible for Zhang Zhehan and Gong Jun to 二搭 in dramas or in television or in series or in films. Like I have a strong feeling that it's possible for these two to work together in a production again. But in terms of variety shows, I hope they don't do it, because as actors, I wanted them to be focusing on, you know, doing their actual job. Thank you for Laura for your super chat. Instead of doing those things, because these things are taking away from them, whereas dramas making, you know, your professional job is adding on to, right? So it's just funny to see Tencent. Like I know a person who probably like the person who is responsible, right, for running this whole thing, this combined promotional thing is not gonna have a good time. Probably had a really bad time. It's like half a year's work gone down the drain. But it happens. It also shows it's like a warning, right, for all those people who want to just cash in on these things and chasing after what is hot and whatever. It's like, you know, like be careful. you may just F it up. And it's just like nobody would really feel sorry for somebody like a big monopolizing power as Tencent for them to lose something like that. It's like, yeah. and kind of you ask for it. So it's very interesting to observe that. It happens. And it happens in China. Isn't that magical? Different version of Showboard. DYA21A9, thank you for super chat. What do I think? Well, the more the merrier. Although it's a pain to collect all the different versions of Word of Honor. Because this version has a little bit of that version has a little bit of that, and this has that, and I have collected already 3 versions of this drama, and I'm continually collecting it. It's like it just makes you like it makes you wake up every day and waiting for like, is there something new today? Like, is there something I'm missing? Have I caught up with the latest development of these two and their dramas? What are the new things I haven't seen yet? Like every day I'm like that, which is just so for Tencent, right? Like I wouldn't feel sorry for Tencent, really. And I just feel it's sad that this happens. Some people will get hurt in this whole thing because what they decided to do didn't really happen. But it also shows, so for there's a risk for betting on these things, to betting on the future. And in China, in Dramaland, in airing, in censorship, like there's no confirmed things for anything. There's no guarantee anything is gonna happen at any time, no matter how hard you, like how assured you think you are. You're as rich and as powerful as Tencent, but hey, your drama doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. Yeah, so for Youku, if they are managing it very well, you should thank the particular person or team who are managing those accounts and then throwing out stuff, and it has nothing to do with Alibaba. Right? It's just you happen to run into a very responsible team of people who care about the feedback from their audience and who care about their own project. It's a very responsible team running that particular project from Youku is a big company. So the particular group of people who are responsible for everything that's related to Word of Honor is just a group of people in that big company. They have nothing to do with the other people, or the entire sort of organization. We're just lucky that we ran into a group of people who care about that. And also the production itself is like they really care. Like the producer cares about what the audiences say, and then so it's all good, right? We don't get lucky every time like that. Sometimes platforms and the production companies are so nasty. You just want to slap across their face. They're so bad. Instead of being reasonable. So we're lucky in that way. What else do we need to talk about? We're already, again, 2 hours, more than 2 hours. Holy shit. And I feel like I haven't even talked about anything, and it's already 2 hours. Holy moly. What do I think of Tencent? Think of Word of Honor? Their eyes are green, shining like a wolf, but they can't do anything about it. Ha ha ha. Because the thing is, if they try to do anything right behind the scene to give it trouble, to give Word of Honor trouble, to, for example, take it down or report it. If Tencent wants to do that, then it kind of destroys its own future plan for all the BL dramas it has on hand, which is like 4 or 5 or whatever, how many. So if you do this to them, then they will do that to you later. So no matter how, so they're held. They're like hungry, starving wolves staring with like drools coming down, but it's like I can't do anything. Shit. And it's funny for the audiences to see that. It's like, yeah, you big capitals fight, like Alibaba fighting with Tencent, right? It's like, it's literally like some kind of fantasy novel to big giants clashing, and like, cool. We're just watching. Thank you. Shit. Chunk. I don't know how to pronounce X and E. Because it doesn't work in pinging anyway. Thank you for your super chat. 现在的话看法 yeah. Oh, and Gongjun has a drama that's gonna air on Mango that I would recommend nobody go watch. Because it's a 2017 drama that's being just canned and fridged and not getting out. And now because he's famous and he's popular, they're throwing it out. But it's an embarrassingly bad drama. It's a gaming drama that looks so ridiculous. Don't go and watch it. Just watch the fighter drama that will come out later on Youku. I think that would be much more promising. Don't watch the Mango TV. I looked at the trailer. I'm like, I will delete that drama from existence, and I will not recognize his Gongjun's work. I'll just ignore it, and I'll be happy. I'd rather go and watch Begin Again, right? Like 从结婚开始恋爱. I'd rather watch that one than watching the Mango TV one. Flaming Heart, yeah, Flaming Heart. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Hope soon. I think Youku. It would be clever for Youku to throw it out soon, to still catching up the tail end of the heat of Word of Honor, and Gongjun's popularity, and also the fact is because from now on, right, 100 days thing. It's perfect. It's contemporary drama about firefighters and doctors. It's like very much like the Ma Sichun and Bai Jingting's story, drama set up, you know? So like, it's perfect. Like it doesn't like ruffle any wrong feather, the particular topic of that drama. So let it come out soon. Maybe they haven't finished post-production, or maybe, I don't know. I want it to come out soon. Mikahara, you don't have to send me a super chat. Again, thank you, chat. She'd like to see Gongjun and Zhang Zhehan possibly act in the future. Interesting. I would want it to be super different. If they ever act together, Zhang Zhehan and Gongjun, in a new drama, I want it to be 100% different from what they've done. Like, so not a period drama, contemporary drama, and not a wuxia drama. It can be a totally different type. It could be a crime drama. It could be a police drama. It could be a sci-fi. I don't care. Like, just be different as far as you can go. And yeah, comedy, like all kinds, like as far as you can push it from Word of Honor, it will be cool. And the thing is, sci-fi is hard to make in China. Very hard to do good sci-fi. We are very lacking in that. Detective drama probably would be a safer bet, right? And Zhang Zhehan is playing a detective, right? In the drama that he's doing. Or he's already done. He's already done. That's gonna come out later. Wandering Earth 2. I don't know. Comedy, retro detective. Yeah, Zhang Zhehan's niece and Yu Zheng, hey? So we will never forgive Yu Zheng. You can tell, like, even, like, sometimes when he's running, you can tell, like, he can't fully sort of use his knees properly, which is just sad. and people on internet in China calling him princess because of his skirt in Word of Honor. Because his bum is so, you know, like pushing it up. But they're saying he looks like that. Like he got so much muscle on his back and stuff is because of all the physical therapy he went through to get his knees fixed. He has to practice the bottom and the back of the leg, I think. And because of that, his waist and his... And so there's like, hey, really, that curve is pretty like extreme for a guy. So when he's dressed up in that Zhou Zishu's costume with many layers, it's just so princessy. and everyone is just like having so much fun with that peng peng qun, right? In Chinese, literally is I think it's the type of skirt that has support. Like in Victorian times in England, you know, you have those like whatever structure under the skirt to push it up. He looks like he naturally has it. It was just so cute. Even girl couldn't have, yeah. Did you see like a Douyin video that went viral yesterday? Did anybody see it on like the Chinese TikTok? There's a girl who dressed up as Zhou Zishu and like the costume and everything, and she's like walking towards a mirror, and she's like, look at like her hair and everything looks pretty much like Zhou Zishu, but she's like, she turns on the side and she's like, but this still hasn't the soul of it. It doesn't look like Zhou Zishu. It needs to get a soul with. So, she did her bum up like that, and it immediately looks like. Did you see that video? It's so funny. And I was like, oh my god. So forgive me for calling him 老婆 and then automatically recognized him as husband and as wife, and therefore 文可行 as husband. Because that's how it's being talked about and then perceived in China. Like, on my social media, every day, I see at least 500 times people calling him 老婆. All kinds of girls calling him 老婆, 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 老婆. Nobody even like talk about Zhang Zhehan. Like nobody even mentioned him by his name now. They were just literally in their conversation in any comments and talking about any random things that you know that are about Shan Heling, right? They would just say 老婆. They wouldn't say 周子舒, they wouldn't say Ah Xu, they wouldn't say Zhang Zhehan, they would just say 老婆. What can I say? I've been brainwashed. So he's 老婆 forever now for me. Or at least for a long time to come. Until the next row that gets him like, you know, like big or whatever. Then we may change the word we use for him. But for now, he's just gonna be 老婆. And people just use this so much. Like if you go on Bilibili and watch all kinds of like drama review videos, even when people are reviewing other dramas, they would bring in occasionally Shan Heling, and then they would talk about 老婆. 老婆 is like a pandemic now on China's internet. So, 张哲瀚10年硬汉无人知，一朝老婆天下闻. Isn't that the Carl Jung's kind of psychology stuff of the male's anima and the female's animus? Zhang Zhehan just has a really beautiful anima that just got right, exploded. So now, he's 老婆 for all the girls and boys alike. Okay, so we should end this stream soon. What else? Oh, I haven't done the giveaway. Shit, I forgot. So I'm gonna now run through the super chat and I'm gonna hover randomly on somebody. And you will have to email me your mailing address, okay? So now let's, I'm not looking, randomly picking somebody. Okay, there. Where is that? Okay, so this person is called 255_alt. Are you still here? Okay, now I need to come back to the bottom of okay. I'm not seeing it. Okay, let me just hop over on this. Okay, it's not showing up either. Because my software is a little bit slow. So I want to get to the bottom of this, but I can't. No. I don't know. So hold on. How do I get to the bottom of the chat? Refresh. Okay, let me try. Refresh the chat. And it's frozen. Oops. I have no idea what's going on because my mind is rolling like crazy. I don't know where I am now, and I don't even know like. Okay, so the 255_alt person, email me at hello@avenuex.ca. Okay, and yeah, just give me your mailing address, okay, and I'll send you a print of the golden one. Oh crap! What did I do? I feel like I'm old. And also, I don't know, like, I don't even play computer game because Gongjin did a live stream, right, of a game recently. And I was like, cool. I have no idea what's going on. I don't play computer games at all. I only do Sims, okay? Sims is the only game I play, and very occasionally. And I go in and build houses. That's what I do. I build houses, and I don't even bother to see how people live. Because those Sims are quite stupid. Like, their projected sort of like ideal life of what should be like is boring as shit. So I don't even like to watch how they live. Occasionally I make them have sex and then have babies and just to see how it works on a computer. And then I move on to the next house. I build a new house and I move on. And that's the only game I play. And sometimes I watch the videos online of people like doing crazy stuff with Sims, like creating 100 people living in one room and see what happens. I watch those videos and I was like, you crazy people, your CPU and GPU are gonna explode. But it's so ridiculous and funny to see people stepping on each other and then dying in one room. Have you ever watched those videos on YouTube? It's crazy. Okay, what else should we talk about? I think we're pretty much at the end of it. I mean, they keep throwing out stuff, so we don't know how long it's gonna last, right? So it may just keep going for a long time. We shall see if it's ever worth talking about again. But I think I've talked about pretty much everything I can think of really about this drama. Oh. Oh, okay. Somebody sent me a message an hour ago I didn't catch that they saw me on stream. Well, I don't think you're still there, but good evening. No, good midnight, because that person is in China, so it should be like midnight now, over midnight. We shall see if it's ever worth talking about, really. That's the thing. How much is there, and hopefully there's no crazy development. Everything is still gonna be happy, you know, like I don't want to see like tomorrow wake up and something disappears. I hope that doesn't happen for this drama, and I hope it would just ride it happily till July and everything. Hope these two actors will get better projects from now on, and then they're gonna be, I hope they can work together again for whatever. It will be interesting to watch. And like for people who are doing RPS, like real life, real person, you know, have fun. You're yourself. but I always say, if you want to have fun, that's fine. Just don't go overboard with it, and don't try to convince everybody else about that. It's just like, have fun yourself. It's fine. All right. Don't go crazy about it. It's not. It's like there are people who literally did videos online that literally had AI changing faces, so making them kiss on camera and like chill in videos, right, and making them into a couple, which is like, first, I'm so impressed by your like technology. I can't do that. My computer probably never will be able to figure that out. But at the same time, I'm like, it's a little bit too much. Okay, it's pushing it. It's pushing it because these two actors didn't really film that, and I feel like that's stepping the line on the line. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Like if somebody Photoshop, right, a picture that is okay, or do a drawing, you know, like I can see like that why that makes sense. But like literally deep fake face videos of them like marrying, kissing, having sex. Hold off your horses, okay? It's a little bit too much. You don't want to actually make this like too popular and everybody sees it, and actually make it awkward for the two people in real life. And besides, you know, whatever the relationship is between them for real, whether they're friends or more than friends or whatever in real life, like it has nothing to do with the public. They don't owe anyone anything to they don't have obligation to do that, you know, or to let you know, like you. If you manage to catch something, have fun yourself. You know, just some people are just weird. Like they force a version of reality onto other people, and they think, and because it's their version, therefore it's valid. Which is just no. That's awkward. That's awkward. Okay, it's really, really awkward. RPS is too much. Yeah, some RPS is too much. You know, I agree. And like a lot of people would think, like, I don't quite get is, finally, before I go, and it's just like, do you always think like, do people have like some by default thinking the romantic love relationship is the ultimate goal for anybody? Or for any couple or CP. It's like if they are romantically involved and they love each other, like, you know, like whatever, like the romantic couple, it is a better version of relationship or better version of love or higher version of love or the more ultimate version of love, and it's more than the other versions. Like, I don't get it, because to me it's not like that at all. And most likely if it's a, like, you know, whatever couple in real life, if it's husband wife or boyfriend girlfriend, the likelihood of that relationship ending up in shit is more likely than, say, friends ending up in shit. Because you may have friendship that lasts decades, right? And you still are very fond of each other, although you don't want to sleep with each other. You still appreciate each other that much, and you would want to go out like a lot, like extra mile, like go crazy for your friends to do stuff for them, but you don't necessarily want to sleep with them, and you're not romantically involved, but it's still fine. And is that form less than romantic love? I will never understand why some people would think, you know, we have to like imagine these two are like, and that's a better version of the story. I'm like, the honesty is for Word of Honor, right? Like that type of story, and like wuxia, and then the fact is these two actors have played it to the point where it's the most comfortable level. Like if they go further, right? If they literally film these two, and it's actually like not a problem for censorship, right? It shows it on camera, let you see all the way. And for me, it will be, I would instantly wait, what? I don't know how many people know what that means, right? It's the Chinese word of like suddenly becoming impotent. Like I would actually, like, it would destroy the magic for me. It will just ruin it. I actually don't want it to go to any level further than just like right on the threshold, stop it. And it's like best. If it goes any further, it just bubbles broken and it turns into a mess. Like, it's my opinion, okay? Some people may not agree with that. Because I think for this type of story, particularly BL is so not realistic homosexual relationship at all, right? It's the fantasy version of things. So a lot of it rides on the fact that it's not spoken, it's subtle, it's not out there. If it is, it immediately becomes something that is tangible and grounded in real. Therefore, like, that magic just disappears. At least to me, it is like that. But then, you know, if you have different opinions, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So I like digging sugar, right? Digging secret sugar. Digging sugar that people don't see. Like, watch it was like magnifying glass. And I was like, oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, that's sweet. But like, don't throw it on my face. If you throw it, I'm just gonna run away like that. So that's just me. Depending on what type of viewers you are. But I think we've talked about a lot of stuff today. Wondering how I'm gonna time code this live stream afterwards. It's like, I kind of lost track of what I was talking about. So how am I supposed to summarize what I said at a particular time when I put in time code? At this hour, this minute, I said this. Shipologist, okay? Dear shipologist of Word of Honor, thank you for joining me on this stream. It's actually already over 2 hours and 37 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna keep it under, you know, last time, so it's not gonna go over that. Big thank you to joining me, and big thank you to everybody who has sent me a super chat. I don't know what I'm gonna do next week, because I still haven't finished all the dramas I need to watch to talk about. Oh my god. Rattan is 30 episodes. I'm only at 8. And I'm like, I have no time. Okay, I know Jinkian is really pretty, okay? I enjoy her, okay? I enjoy her presence. And I'll try my best to finish watching that drama. Okay, and then just seeing if anything else people want to talk about, anything else you want to ask and stuff before I go. If not, I'm gonna go and ship people's stuff out to the post office. Hope you can do another one after concert. Okay, yeah, let's hope. I mean, it just depends on if there are things worth talking about, really. I don't know the misunderstanding of Gongjin married to Zhang Zhehan, really? That's a bit over. That's a bit over the top. You know it can't happen because it doesn't happen in China yet. Legally speaking, it can't. Reaction video to concert, huh? Copyright. I don't know how copyright works. It may just like you know the reaction video that I put out on my channel. I literally had to go and ask Youku to release it, otherwise it wouldn't be there because it automatically detects it and it just blocks it. YouTube is very intelligent, so I don't know how I can do that, but we'll see. Shanghai related while waiting for okay, so pretty much I think everybody, because of Trump's song, never heard of it. Gongjin went to Trump, right? Yes, he did, and he 打 call one of the contestants who is in the same company as Zhang Zhehan, right? Zhao Ge Air, I have no idea. Never mind. He's married. Okay, I think we've pretty much talked about everything. Thank you for joining. Take care. I will edit a final review out of the beginning part of the stream, and then I'll time code it when I get around to do it today. So, for a lot of people, you should sleep now. It's late. And for the rest of the people on this side of the planet, have a good rest of the day. Okay, take care.